What's up guys, it's Kara here and I'm back with another simple recipe for the summertime. I know for me in the summertime I like to have things that are cold and refreshing, and sometimes my appetite isn't as high because it's hot out. So I wanted to give you guys some options for a great summer milkshake, which is an easy way to get in some extra protein and another way to kind of curb the sweet tooth. So today what we're going to make is a caramel apple pie milkshake. And with this recipe, I am going to be using the American Apple Pie Protein by MTS Whey. If you guys don't have this flavor, it's still available on tigerfitness.com, link in the description box. But if you don't have this on hand and want to make this recipe, you could use a vanilla and maybe just bump up some of the apple cinnamony flavors, if you will. So to get started, we're just going to throw everything directly into our blender. I'm going to start out using the wet ingredients first. I find it easier. I don't like putting the protein down in the bottom first. I don't find it blends as well. So what I'm going to use first is some unsweetened cashew milk, and I'm going to use a full cup of that. If you don't want to use milk, you can always sub in and just use plain old water. That's certainly fine as well. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And then for ice, it's kind of up to you how like icy you want it, but I'm going to add just like 5 to 10 ice cubes to throw in there. Blend that up. Okay. And now I am going to add 1 full scoop of our apple pie protein. And then next, I'm going to add just a couple tablespoons of plain Greek yogurt. What this is going to do is thicken up the milkshake a little bit more. Other substitutes, if you don't have plain Greek yogurt, you could use cottage cheese. You could add in frozen banana if you want to add the carb content, get it a little bit higher. That's another great way to thicken your milkshake. So I'm just going to add, I'm going to really measure it. I'm just going to put in like a couple tablespoons in there, to give it some thickness, but you do have to be careful when you add like a plain Greek yogurt in there. It is going to kind of take away from the sweetness a little bit. But don't worry, I got us covered on the sweetness. I am going to add in some of this better stevia in English toffee, and that's going to kind of give us that caramel flavor. This stuff's really good, pretty affordable as well. I'm going to add in some of that for some flavor. And then I'm also going to add in a tablespoon of Splenda. And this is optional. If you feel like you don't need the extra sweetener, then don't add it. I feel like you can never go too sweet with a milkshake. So to also give it some more flavors of apple pie, I have got here a cinnamon applesauce, just a little 4-ounce container. I'm just going to add a couple big tablespoons of that. Ends up being about 2 ounces of cinnamon applesauce unsweetened. And last but not least, I'm going to add in some dashes of ground cinnamon. If you have like apple pie seasoning, things like that, you can throw that in there too. That's just going to kind of blend all those yummy caramel apple pie flavors together. So this is going to be everything in the blender. I am going to go ahead and blend that up right now. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. All right guys, we've got the milkshake all blended up. Again, if you want to add more volume to this recipe, you could add more ice in it. You can increase the amount of milk you put in it to give it a little bit more volume. And if you want it to come out a little bit thicker than this, a couple natural thickeners that you could add to this would be some xanthan gum or some guar gum. Those you can find in most grocery stores. They are a natural thickener. However, I will warn you, they can cause like a little bit of bloating and GI symptoms, so be careful with how much you use of it. I would just start with like 1/4 of a teaspoon. I didn't want to add that in here because I don't want to deal with any of that bloating, and I'm good with like this kind of a milkshake. So, ooh, that is super sweet. Tastes just like a caramel, caramel. How do you say it? Caramel or caramel? Like a caramel apple you would get at like the state fair or something. Very sweet, refreshing, and satisfying. So I hope you guys give this a try and let me know below what other recipes you would like to see. Keep checking back for more.